this is going to be New Game Human for Devil May Cry 5. Just to introduce myself, my name is DE Cosmic, and I've been running the Devil May Cry series for about a year now, and I've been running this game since launch, so as of the date of this video, about 5 months, almost 6. This run is based a lot around combat optimization for all 3 of the characters that we're going to be playing, as well as resource management with the red orbs that we're going to be picking up throughout the run. And the red orbs are going to allow us to buy abilities, buy some like items that we need, and something a little bit extra later on, but you'll see. So the first character again is Nero. This is the prologue here. He doesn't have an arm, so fortunately he has a sword that has a motorcycle handle. We're gonna start out by just killing a few of these guys right here. And there's the red orbs. That was a little bit sloppy, but we'll clean it up. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Right there. And these enemies that we're fighting, or the demons, are called the Infusas. They're the weakest enemy in the game. Game kind of just throws these at you at the beginning just to make you feel good about yourself. Kill a couple of trash mobs before you go and fight the Demon King, who has a nice little secret identity that, wow, this guy's running away from me real hard. There we go. Alright. So then, here we go. Now there are a few types of orbs in this game. There's the red orbs for currency. There's the green orbs that restore health. There's the white orbs that will restore Devil Trigger, which we'll use with V and Dante later. And there's some purple orbs that are items, as well as the blue orbs. We're not going to use blue orbs in this run, but we will be buying some purple orbs later on. So, right here I'm doing Nero's air taunt to allow myself to traverse the terrain a little bit more quickly than just walking forward regularly. And the first boss fight of the game is actually a force fail. So here I'm going to jump, gunshot twice, and then taunt. And it's going to force Urizen to do this fireball here with those lasers, and then he's going to have some pillars that come up from the ground. And then here we just kind of just wait for him to kill us while shooting and taunting a little bit. Got to taunt the Demon King, make him attack you a little bit harder. Ooh, that's some really nice RNG. A couple more fireballs there. His big boy laser coming right at us. And that should almost wrap the prologue up for us right here. Damn. Very nice. There's Dante and Nero getting just slapped around for the first, 3 minutes of the run. No big deal. Pretty quick mission. Nothing really crazy. And we're not going to actually be able to buy what we need until the next mission, because you get forced right into mission 1 off the bat. So we won't be able to buy stuff until mission 2, but you'll see there'll be a nice big purchase on mission 2. So this level is going to introduce us to Nero's Devil Breakers, which are consumables that he uses that replace his old arm from Devil May Cry 4. And those different arms allow him different abilities that he can use them normally, or he can consume them entirely and break them with an ability called a Break Age. And those are more powerful versions of the regular attacks. So the first one we have here is Overture. And Overture is a lightning-based arm, or Devil Breaker. And we're going to use it to blow up this boss coming up here. A little bit more air taunting.
Why are they collecting human blood?
Just to gain some height there, so we don't have to walk up. There we go. Just walk right past all the enemies in this level. What a lovely houseplant. We're gonna fight this Quillfoth root. Then they're gonna attack us. Huh, interesting. There we go. A little bit sloppy, but hey, cleaned it up. Got the no damage bonus that I wanted. And we're moving on to mission 2. The no damage bonus in human difficulty especially, is going to allow us to get double the red orbs that is going to double our stylish points and allow us to get even more red orbs than we normally would, which is super important for higher placing runs in this game. So I'm moving into mission 2. If you have any donations while there's a little bit of downtime, that's fine. Just a couple of them, yeah.
Are we doing this or what?
Alright, so first thing that we're going to buy here, there's going to be a big purchase here actually. We're going to be buying speed, streak, split, which we're going to use later for something really cool, roulette spin, which is kind of the bread and butter for Nero for this run, and we're going to buy an extra Devil Breaker slot. And Nero's magazine size in this run is super important because it allows you to set up cycles for bosses later on in the game. And we're going to slot in one of our free Gerberas. And the Gerbera is a more like laser focused Devil Breaker and movement. It allows you some extra movement options as well. You'll notice that I'm revving Nero's sword here, and that's going to allow me to do extra damage with each swing as well as get extra attack speed. And if I hit the rev button, which is L2, in time with each swing, it's going to allow me to keep revving the sword. Really just speed up some of these enemy patterns here, or enemy cycles. A lot more Impulses come into play, you know, here in Redgrave City. I'm also using Nero's Wire Snatch to pull the enemies to me. We're also hoping for a no damage on this mission, but if it doesn't happen, no big deal. I got some backups. So pretty clean fight. Nothing special. We're going to grab the other Gerbera here that spawns. All the most, or I should say like 99% of the spawns in this game for the arms are static. So it's pretty easy to plot and route around that. Next we're going to be coming up on the Hellcanas, which people probably remember from DMC3. Look a little bit familiar there? Yeah. So these guys, we're just going to do a roulette spin to them, grab them back down, 2 more slices, and they're toast. Don't mind my stylist rank, by the way. That's not really important. We just want to kill things. We don't care about really doing it stylishly. We'll get to the stylish stuff later when we get to Dante, you feel me? We'll get to that later. So we're going to actually ignore this overture here. Just baton up the stairs. No biggie. Streak on through. And then the next part here, there's a little bit of like a dialogue skip. It's like a nice little, you know, 1-2 second save that we can do.
Trying to stop me.
We stand right over here. Yep, the voice line there cuts off, and we can just immediately examine this to get the Nidhogg hatchling, which will allow us to open some pathways to us. It opens a few pathways throughout the game. We won't use a lot of them, but they're important still. We're going to grab the Gerber over there. And this is setting up not only for the fights coming up, but also the boss at the very end of the mission. So we have an overture and then 3 Gerbers in our magazine right now. So we're going to run back over to this Nidhogg hatchling, which we're going to use after this fight. So this Hellcana here, we're going to roulette spin them. We don't want to do that, actually. We don't want to do that. So, because I accidentally broke my Devil Breaker here, this is going to be a little bit interesting. So I just have to do the regular Hellcana things on here. Normally, I would just use that overture that I accidentally broke to kick one of the Hellcanas into the other, but I made a dumb there. Not a really big deal. We could just roulette spin him and kill him anyway. So, streaking down the hallway, trying to get through here. This visible wall blocks us off, whatever. This is a secret mission, but we don't really care about those. So we're just going to move on to the last hotel fight here. And this room's going to be pretty easily clear. We're just going to use the Gerbera breakage. And then just taunt in the middle of the room, maybe get some extra style points. And then these enemies here are just going to clean up. Just going to clean them up real quick. Am I What the heck happened? Did I just feather the D-pad there? Interesting. Alright, that's fine. I have an idea. So, first what I'm going to do, to avoid having to spend 500 orbs that I don't need to, I'm just going to grab this real quick. If you have some time for donations, that's fine. Right here, because it's a little bit of dead time. So. Here we go. We're going to grab this Gerber right here so that we can use it to jump over this gap and skip one of the otherwise mandatory fights in the game. It's a nice little 30-second minute save right there. We'll grab this last overture. And I don't really have the magazine that I want right now, so because I accidentally broke that Gerber earlier, which never happens, but of course, you know, while I'm recording, it's going to happen. So we're just going to call Nico's van here, and just I'm gonna set up the magazine that I actually want for this boss fight. So I want an overture and 3 Gerberas again to set up for Goliath. And you'll see why here in a second.
Let's get airborne.
Alright, so fight's gonna start out. We're gonna streak to him. We're gonna start charging the overture while getting some roulette spins in here. Gonna roll to his back. Plant this overture on him, and then he's gonna go ahead and jump on down here, and we're gonna join him. And then use this Gerbera to blow up. To blow up the overture. And then hopefully we can get the cycle skip here. Yep, we got the cycle. We got the phase skip there. So we used those 3 Gerberas and bounced them off the wall to do a ton of damage to Goliath to take out his health bar completely. Skips the entire 3rd phase of the fight. Boom, we're on to mission 3, and we got the no damage. That's optimal. Was a little bit on the slower side, but we'll take the no damage for sure. So this is going to be the last mission with Nero for a couple. And here we're going to actually be doing a really neat trick called University Skip. But to do that, we need a certain Devil Breaker. So we're going to go and grab him right now. And I'm going to play this a little bit safe. Usually I would get Air Hike here, but I don't really want a chance because if I don't no damage this mission, then I'm not going to be able to buy what I need for V later, and that's going to be a little bit hindering. So instead I'm just going to grab the 2 punchlines that I need, which is the next Devil Breaker that we unlock. And we're going to put 3 of those into the magazine, and then an overture. And then we're going to go, actually, you know what? No, we're going to go all in. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go for the Air Hike. Forget it, we got backup strats. We got backup strats. We can go in. We need to get it anyway on mission 6, so we'll go for it. So these next couple of fights are just going to be me really fighting some enemies before the university skip. So if you have some time for donations, there's a little bit of downtime here.
I'll handle the closer one first. Gotta
You
start
can keep going, yeah, that's fine. You can keep going with the donations. Like I said, just kind of clearing out some enemies here, trying to avoid taking damage. Ooh, boy, that was close. Alright. So now we have University Skip, which is the only out-of-bounds skip in this game at the moment. We've been trying to find more, but this is the only one so far. So here we go. There we go. Alright. Now, third or fourth try. No big deal. So there we just use split to kind of force ourselves off the ledge. And then we're gonna ride punchline through there to get around. And then we're just gonna get off here now. That punchline's gonna come in use later though. Again. And coming up is the reason that we actually call it University Skip as well. Because, hey, this is basically like a university. Looks like just a place on Google Maps that you'd be looking at your local college campus. And there it is. Oh no, that's not good. I don't know why that happened. I didn't call it. Okay, whatever. That's fine. We'll let it come back to us. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's try this again. This is what we wanted. Okay. Now we're good. And we're going to be back in bounds here in a second. Whoop. All right. So now we're going to get on to the Death Scissors, which, if you saw Maxi Lobes run DMC1 at SGDQ this year, you remember these guys. Here, they're not going to be so much of a nuisance. We're gonna try and make quick work of them here by parrying them, because there's a parry mechanic in this game that if you hit enemies' attacks as they're coming at you, then you can reflect them. And the Sin Scissors actually have an instant kill mechanic off of that parry. I think they're the only enemy that actually does. Forgot to do a little movement save there, but not a big deal. Alright, now we're on to Artemis. Which this boss gives me a lot of trouble, but we're just gonna kind of pray that she is nice today. She was not nice. Nope, she was not nice. Okay. Alright. That's fine. We'll make do. We will make do. You want to break my punchline? I'll break you. That's fine. Oops. Messed that up. That's fine. Now she's going to actually try and go to the middle of the stage here. And I'm going to have to kill these guys. There we go. Now we got her to go back down. Not the cleanest fight in the world, but this boss will really mess up your runs if she just decides to do certain openers. And there's really not much you can do other than try and adapt to what she's going to give you. So, we didn't get the no damage, but it'll be alright. We'll make out. The only change that we're really going to have to make to the route at the moment is we're going to be buying 2 purple orbs for V instead of 3. It's not going to be a huge hindrance. It'll even itself out with time. So the next playable character in Devil May Cry 5 is V, who's a summoner character. He controls 3 pets, a cat, which is called Shadow, a bird called Griffin, and a giant blob monster named Nightmare, who you might also remember from Maxi's DMC1 SGDQ run. But this Nightmare is a little bit different than that Nightmare. So we're going to grab those 2 purple orbs, and then we're just going to head on in. And the game does not allow us to buy any abilities for V at this point, so we gotta teleport around with our cane that we have. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start buffing the pets here to do a little bit of extra damage, so that we can finish these guys off. Because V has to actually finish off all the enemies that he fights, even though his pets deal all the damage. So, once you see that little orange glow there, when they get all purple and pink, that's how you know you're ready to finish them off. So, pretty quick cleanup there. If you've got some time for donations here, there's a little bit of downtime, just kind of walking through the factory area. Gonna just kill a couple of enemies. Alright. And here's Nightmare. Coming down from the sky like a meteor, but we don't have to do this fight, so we're just going to move on. Again, if you have a little bit of time for donations here. There's that white orb that I was talking about earlier that refills the devil trigger.
This is the end.
Kind of more of the same here.
It's your turn.
Just gonna use those pets. Nightmare, here's the thing about human, is that the enemies die so quickly on human that we typically don't use Nightmare a lot, except for in very specific spots where we want certain attacks out of him. Otherwise, we're spending a lot of time buffing the pets to deal a little bit more extra damage. And the Nightmare attack here for this room, he comes in through the wall, so you don't really, it's going to waste a lot of DT bar, so you don't really want to go for that. There we go.
Retreat.
All right.
Human blood is the source of his strength. I must cut off the supply.
Okie dokie. A little more downtime here. These V missions are actually really, really chill to run, because you're just kind of sitting back, you know, charging up your DT, letting your pets kind of do the work, and then you interject where you can with the finishers. You also he can also read a book. We just haven't really needed to use it at the moment. His book and his taunts are the main forms of how we're going to charge his DT. This room right here, we're going to try and leave it with enough DT, preferably 3 or more bars, to be able to do the 2-cycle on Nidhogg, which is the next boss. And for those of you wondering why I haven't just holy watered the bosses, there's no holy waters or anything in this game. In Devil May Cry 5, Capcom actually took all of the items except for purple orbs and blue orbs and gold orbs out of the shop. So no holy waters here, folks. This is all combat. We got Spoken Sexy Style. Excellent. And we got 4 bars of DT here. Pretty good. Pretty good for what we got. Couldn't do that optimal buy, but, you know, making it work. So here we're going to actually call Nightmare from above these guys so we can get the uppercut. And then Nightmare is going to be used to do his ground laser. And then that'll allow us to finish off these heads really quickly, because Nidhogg's, these are basically his weak points. And now he's going to get knocked down. And we're going to just buff the pets so we can do a decent amount of damage. And then we're going to start reading the book, and you'll see the Devil Trigger bar going up a little bit here. Now what we want to do ideally is we want to get enough DT bar before Nidhogg calls his buddies again, so that we can call a Nightmare. So that's why I'm kind of tempering the DPS a little bit, trying to hope to get Nightmare here. Nightmare's going to come in as a meteor this time, deal a lot of damage. That was really nice RNG right there. Nightmare was a good boy today. Let's get it. Ooh, took a little bit of damage there. Not really sure why. Could swear that hitbox was right there. There we go. So not quite a 2 cycle. Flubbed it up a little bit, but you know, we'll go for 2.5 cycle. 2 knockdowns basically. We'll just finish him off there.
The cutworm forgives the plow. What do you say?
And there's the first V level. Was kind of hoping for no damage there to make up for the deficit that we had earlier, but it'll be okay. Because there's a lot of red orb trees that are placed really conveniently throughout this game to allow me to kind of make up that differential if I don't happen to get the no damage bonuses that I want. So this is the first mission where we're going to actually purchase some abilities for V. And on human, there's only one ability that we actually purchase for V, which is Quick Play, or his speed ability. On human, V's base kit is good enough that we don't sink a lot of money into him. We just kind of buy these system mechanics for him, like the speed and the purple orb, and just let him rock with that. He's basically just a battery to build orbs for Nero and Dante for their sections later on. Don't want to sink a lot of money into him because we also spend the least amount of time with him in the run. We only spend about, I want to say 4 levels with him. 4, 5, 9, and 14 are the only levels we spend with him. So, once again, this is kind of just going to be a little bit more downtime. Not really anything too crazy going on in these levels, so perfect time for donations. They're smoking sexy style. Cool.
Can't move forward without breaking through these.
We're going to be breaking these blood clots at some points in the game to be able to progress. They just kind of destroy the vines. That's kind of the first appearance that we actually have of them, where it's kind of mandatory to kill them. The first, it would have been Nero on Mission 3, but we skip it because of the out of bounds. Here we're actually going to see the boss of the next mission appear from above us. Oh no. And we're just going to kind of use him to farm some DT and some orbs here. So he's kind of like a makeshift orb tree, but the DT is the real important part here. It's going to allow us to get a lot of extra buffs on the animals for this next fight. We're going to also use this explosive barrel here to blow up this one particular guy. There we go. There we go. Ooh, that one got whacked by that leg. Now we're just gonna use Griffin here. Just kind of stun these guys. Boom. Fight over. Alright. Alright. Wanted to grab a little bit of red orbs if I could. And then we'll just grab this other blood clot here. I'm going to grab this backup orb tree here. If I had had a better mission 1 through 3, if I had gotten the no damage bonuses on mission 3, or the no damage bonus on mission 3, I should say, I would probably be skipping it, or I would definitely be skipping it. But I didn't get the no damage like I wanted. So we're just going to grab it right now. And Griffin is being a little bit of a jerk, so we didn't even get all the orbs that we wanted from it. So we're just going to try and grab the remainder from this guy. So he's going to be nice. Because Griffin and the animals just didn't want to cooperate there. I guess that's okay. That's fine, I guess. Just... oh, disobedient little pets. Queen Impusa here is a little bit of a tank, but we'll take her out. Charge up the meter here from afar. We can actually cancel this animation right here by jumping or side dodging out of it. I prefer to use the side dodge. Grab a little bit extra orbs here. The cool thing about V is that while he's riding on Shadow like this in quick play, he can actually just run into the orb little bits here and just pick them up immediately. And we're going to actually do a little bit of movement with that here too. I'm going to actually activate speed and then just jump down the hole here. Oh, okay, just didn't give it to me. Alright, game. That's fine, I guess. Excellent.
This way, I guess.
Make a liar out of me, why don't you? We're going to use these barrels to blow up these guys. And this guy's going to spawn right over here. We're just going to take him out immediately. This is a pretty smooth mission so far. Then the Impusa Queen. We're going to grab her again. Taunt a little bit, get some extra DT. Maybe grab this this little Impusa here while they're in a finisher state. Another smoking sexy style. Just doing V things. Just doing V things.
On me.
Now Griffin, the snarky little guy that he is, feels the need to point out up here that there's just a phone, which we could use to call Nico, but we're not going to. And look at that, a phone. Yes, Griffin, I can see there's a phone. But here's Garion, one of the more annoying bosses in the run, I'd say, if not the most annoying. Definitely one that gives me some headaches in some runs. So we're just going to pump some DT into the animals here. Let them go to town. We're going to grab this white orb over here. Just start charging DT. And then he's going to start trying to hit us with some lightning balls here in a second, which I'm going to be dodging to gain some DT back. Or Devil Trigger. Yeah, here we are. Boy, not going how I wanted to. There we go. There we go. You see the little bit of DT gain there, or Devil Trigger gain going on. And then right in that attack, that is actually a very nice attack to get, because you can build a ton of DT off of it by using the invol frames from Shadow. So just continually build DT. Right here he's going to run around a lot, so I don't really waste a lot of time doing anything with him. I just kind of dodge right there. Griffin's going to bite the dust, but, you know, it'll be fine. We'll walk over to him here, heal him up a little bit. Oh, shoot. A little bit of a time bubble there. Slowing us down, making things a little bit more difficult. There we go. Now we're gonna get Griffin back here. Come here, you little feisty bird. Kill this boss for me. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
But of wisdom, no clock can measure. Die.
And that's Garion down. Die. So now we're going to be back on Nero for the next mission. We're going to do one of Nero's other biggish buys. It's mostly going to be some arm routing as well as grabbing one other move, because Nero is pretty self-sufficient like V in terms of abilities. Nero just needs a few little tools to help him out throughout the run, but we don't sink a lot of orbs into him really either. The majority of the orbs that we're going to be sinking in are going to go towards Dante. So we're going to grab Exceed 2, which allows us to get another bar of Exceed. We're going to use that a little bit for movement. And then I'm going to buy 2 Gerberas. And we're going to slot them into the 2 and 3 slot, and then we're going to put a Helter Skelter right there. And that'll be useful later. And the Gerberas will be useful on the next mission. We actually used to play V on mission 7, which is coming up, you know, right after mission 6, because 6 comes after 7. But I discovered recently that Nero is actually consistently as fast or faster than V. So actually it's consistently faster than V. But even when things go perfect for V, they're about the same as when they go okay for Nero. So now we use Nero, and that requires a little bit of extra arm routing. So this is the other boss that can really kill runs, Gilgamesh. And it all depends on the AI that Gilgamesh gives you, like that. Where it can decide, yes, I would like to attack you with lasers, just forever and ever and ever. And all you can really do is just be at its mercy here. But now we've knocked it down. It decided to be nice today again. Got knocked down off of like 2 arm grapples here. And now I'm going to actually jump to the back of it here. Oopsie. Did that a little bit wrong. Was trying to use the momentum that I gained from the air taunt there to kind of keep myself above where Gilgamesh was going to land, but he went for another set of spike attacks, so just kind of fell flat, lost all my momentum. We're just going to keep using some overture slams here with the air combo exceeds. And he's going to give us a little bit more aggressive patterns here. So we're just going to kind of hide behind this and then get knocked off again because Gilgamesh wants to just be a jerk to me today. I'm going to take out this arm right here so we can just grip right up. There we go. That was a little bit awkward looking. Here, I'm just going to try and stay safe. Just take them out. These guys are going to give me a little bit of trouble, these little explodey larvas. Now he's going to be... He's been really aggressive this fight. It's not the end for our hero, but it's certainly not looking good for him either. We're going to actually just shoot this guy away from us, because I want to be out of this level. There we go. A little bit sloppy there for Gilgamesh, getting knocked off a couple of times. But hey, it's really just one of those bosses that you just kind of hope he doesn't decide to attack you a lot, and you just kind of go with the flow, move where he wants to, where he's going to move, and just kind of try to stay on top of him, keep DPSing him down. So now we're getting into mission 5, where we can either pick between V or Nero, and I'm going to be picking Nero. Even though Nero technically has kind of a longer path through the level, he just completes that part of the level faster than V completes a shorter section of the level. And that's mostly because Nero's burst damage is so incredibly high. I think he actually probably has the highest burst damage in the game, I would wager to say. Especially when you unlock some of his New Game Plus stuff, which we'll see in a little while. Hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, it's starring me. Cool. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Alright. So, we're going to just run past this Death Scissor. We don't care about them. We do not care about them. And I fell there instead of jumping in order to maintain my speed a little bit. And then we're just going to use the air taunt to get through these hallways. Since the scissor being here is not going to let us maintain our full speed. So, we just kind of air taunt through. Then we're going to come across some spawners. I'm actually going to be using the overture that I had left over. And we're just going to use it to blow up the spawner here. And then we're going to actually use a Gerber on the next room. There's a little bit of downtime, some walking. So if we got some time for donations, now's a good time. Well, you can keep going, that's fine. More donations here is always good. Always good.
What's the right? Damn. Gotta push on ahead.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing there? I didn't invite you. You weren't invited to come kill the blood clots with me. We'll just grab this little bit right here. Forget it. A little bit never hurt anybody. A little bit extra red orbs. A little bit of extra cash never hurt anybody. Cash up front. As Nico, or no, Nico's cash first, yeah. Now we're going to use that Gerbera. Finish off those guys. And then we're just going to clean up a couple of extra enemies here. Grabbing the Gerbera that's right here for the next fight. And apparently I didn't maintain my speed, so we're just gonna air taunt, then we're just gonna Gerber up these steps. Oh no, I'm Gerbering up the down escalator. Oh no. I'm gonna use that Gerber to just blow up those couple of spawners there. And that scissor's dead before anybody knows it. These guys are, however, this guy right here, no, two of them, there we are. There's the other one. They're lounging on the steps, way off screen. Come join the party. I actually invited you. I wanted you to come. Alright. So now moving on to the last fight here, we're going to actually fight the Proto and Scudo Angelos for the first time. We're going to use that overture that was in the last room to finish them all off. Alrighty. A little bit of cool movement here. Alright. They go down pretty quickly with an overture on you. Oopsie. Not like that, though. This guy, however, is a beefcake. Let's get him to the wall. Let's pin him to the wall, as V would say. And then we're just gonna... Oops. No, we're not. Okay. There we go. Ooh, actually V killed him. That was cool. V took him out for us. Alrighty. Getting a lot of orbs there stacked up. I'm liking that. I am liking that. So mission 8 is actually going to be our last mission with Nero for a little while. We're going to come back to V for mission 9, and then we're going to be on Dante for like 3 missions. And then we'll come back to Nero. Come back to Nero for a mission. And we'll start hopping around actually on characters after that point. So going in here, I have the Overture, and I have a Helter Skelter. We're going to use the Helter Skelter a little bit later, but the Overture is going to be neat for the upcoming fights here. A little bit of downtime, so if you have a donation or two, that's fine. Alright, so here we're going to be using a couple of Nero's tools to go up these elevators a little bit faster.
Guess that's my route.
We used to buy Exceed 3, but I ended up taking it out of the route because I wanted to secure a lot more of Dante's buys for the mid-game. And there's minimal time loss here if we use Exceed 2 instead of Exceed 3. So, not like that there's not, though. Okay. Marathon luck right there. It's fine. We'll just take the elevator again, kids. I'm going up. Let's try and do this right this time, right? Okay. There we go. There we go. That's what we want to see. That's how you get up an elevator. Excuse me. Thank you. Appreciate it. Coming up is the first skip in this level. It is actually a branching path in the level, so it's less of a skip and more just an alternate path in the level that the developers wanted you to maybe take. It actually has an orb tree as well, so I'm going to be using that to play a little bit safe here. You know, don't really want to risk it. Normally, I don't ever go for it. I just kind of skip past it. But for here, we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Down is the only way, huh?
We'll grab this Buster Arm here. The Buster Arm is a very powerful version of the Buster Arm that Nero had in DMC4, for those of you that played it. And this allows us to do some crazy finishers on enemies, to take them out like that, go right there. Some of them are a little bit too long, like these riots here. We don't actually buster them because the animation's a little bit too long, so we just kind of roulette spin them. I'm not actually too concerned about taking damage on this level because there's another forced fail at the end of it. But obviously if I'm taking damage, then it's going to slow me down a little bit, so I'd rather just take it during the Urizen fight. We'll just break that there so that we can use the Gerbera for the next skip. Again, this is just an alternate path that the developers pretty much were like, hey, here you go, here's another way to get through, so if you don't want to fight, go for it. There we go. Blue Orb Fragment. Not important at all. A little more downtime here. So as you can see, a lot of these Nero levels, as opposed to the V levels, are very heavily based around the arms that you have at your disposal. Whereas the V levels are just kind of like using the base kit, just kind of going on your fundamentals to be able to cycle the enemies. Here, the optimal clears are very much based around what we've routed the arms to be. Excuse me. Why are you not hitting? Thank you. Alright. Cool. Excellent. Here's another elevator. Let's try not to mess this up this time. There's actually very minimal time loss here as well, compared to if we had Exceed 3, because of our ability to actually wall hike off of the little sides of the elevator here. So once we reach this little lamp up here that I use like a landmark, there we go. There we go. Yeah, yep. I didn't get the wall hike there, but same thing. Got an air hike. All good. Just gonna charge up the Exceed, and we're gonna move on to Urizen. So if you have some donations before we get in there, feel free.
Good. Finally made it. A phone here? Does it still work? Let's get airborne.
And who is Urizen, you might ask? Well, we're still not going to get that answered, so just be patient. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to die to him again, unfortunately. The first phase, we have to beat the crystal here, but second phase, we got to die again. Oh, no. That's why I grabbed that extra Gerber there. And here's the Helter Skelter use right there. You ready to get slapped, Urizen? There we go. So here I'm actually going to be damaging the crystal, so that when he finally attacks, he's going to do more damage to me, so that I can fail the mission faster. Which is a weird thing to say, but it's how you play the game. This is the game we play. I do not want to step near those green orbs. Look at those things over there mocking me. Like, ah, yes, you know you want to pick me up. There we go. Excellent. Bye, Nero. See you later. We'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. I have faith in the kid. And now we're back to V for a little bit. And guess what we're buying for him? Nothing. Because he doesn't need anything. He's got his kitty, he's got his burb, and he's got his big boy, and that's all he needs. That's all he needs in his life. There's actually 2 reset points for PB attempts in this level. And because there's 2 skips that we have to do. I'm going to go for both of them. One of them is... I would say they're both not too difficult, but they can kind of end a run if we were trying to PB here. But we're not, so we can do this. They're both pretty cool skips too, so I hope to at least get the first one, because we only have 1 shot at that one before we got to do an extra fight, and I really don't want to do that extra fight. No, I don't. We're gonna call Nightmare here. Let him come down and break this behemoth's armor. Griffin, please get back over here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, good boy, Nightmare. Thank you. And we got the fast finisher, too. Oh, I'm loving this. There we go. Come on. There we go. Alright, gonna proc a little bit of movement here. Boop. There we go. Alright, so I don't know what we call this skip. I guess you could call it Angelo skip. Because we skip a fight with a couple Proto-Angelos, but we don't really have an official name for it. So here we go. Here we go. First part, we're going to get on over to this orb tree here. And we're just going to run against it to get quick play with Shadow. And there we go. So what I did there was I used a little bit of the forward momentum from a couple of cane hits into the teleport with the cane, and then I used Griffin to give me the little bit extra distance that I needed. A little bit of downtime here as well for donations. Like a donation.
Go.
That is like one of the most perfect fights for that I've ever had. Wow. Jeez. Jeez. Marathon luck reversed? Alright. So here's the second skip for Mission 9. Don't really have a name for this either. It's a skip. We're going to grab a little bit of these extra orbs. Might as well. So we're going to try and teleport through this fight trigger here. Oh boy. That almost snuffed it. And we snuffed it. Okay. Cool. Not a big deal. We're going to lose a little bit of orbs later on, but it'll be okay. So. Oh, jeez. You gotta be kidding me, dude. I really hope I don't have to do a triple revive or triple checkpoint here. There we go. Alright, excellent. But because of that, I will be grabbing some more safety orbs, because what that does, using that checkpoint there, we lose the no continue bonus. So I'm going to be a little short on orbs than I would like to be for Dante. Just a little bit of extra cushion, but, you know, whatever. More than doable. Fun fact, V can also parry these Sin Scissors with his cane. And then he can finish them. Serenity upon you. And we're going to grab this orb cache right here. Or it just wants to be a jerk to me. Okay. There we go. So we grabbed that orb cache on top of the coffin. The scissors actually cooperated with us quite well today. So we're going to be able to get some nice DPS going on here. Just immediately turn on these enemies. And hopefully save a decent. Yeah, we got a decent amount of fight, or a decent amount of DT for the next next fight here. Last fight of the mission coming up. I could have actually grabbed another orb tree, like as backup. I could have grabbed that mission 9 run right there. That was at the start. And I could have grabbed one on mission 4, but whatever. Go big or go home. So here's the nobodies. They're another enemy from DMC1. Is anybody saying a pattern here? Maybe? Yes, no, maybe so. But, yeah. So, we're going to fight these guys, just kind of take them out. Most of them going to try and launch, unlike that guy. The last one I'm definitely going to try and launch in the air so I can skip the finisher animation. Oh, this was a nice mission up until then. I wanted that no damage bonus. That would have made up for things. You jerk. How dare you drop kick me? Oh, and then you gripped me. Pardon? Comrades, protect me! Appreciate it. Now that I've already been snatched, I guess. There we go. And there's the end of V for now. Bye, V. We'll see you later. I think. Okay, now bye, V. Don't stab Dante, thanks. Nice cushy 28k orbs, though. I'll take it. I will definitely take it. So, on to my favorite character of this series, and I'm sure a lot of people's. And this is probably my favorite section of the run. Mission 10 through 12 is definitely my favorite section of the run, because we get into playing Dante. There's a lot of really cool like boss fights here, and some really neat enemy wave fights. Plus, it's playing Dante, so what can be bad about it, you know? So, Dante of the Devil May Cry series. Finally get to play as him halfway through the run. Comes with the Balrog gauntlets, his famous Rebellion sword, the Ebony and Ivory pistols, and his shotgun. So we're going to be using the shotgun and Balrog here to kind of kill off more of these Impusas pretty quick. And you saw me charging up Ignition, which is Balrog's flame mechanic, which powers up Balrog, as well as gives us some additional moves that we'll be acquiring in just a little bit here. I'm going to grab a little bit of these too. So while Lady and Trish are setting up shop here, we're going to set up shop with Ignition. And then we're going to be doing the same thing to these Kanas that we did to the Impusa. We're going to punch him in the face a little bit here. Excuse me. And then we're gonna dust these guys. If he'll, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't need that. Okay, yeah, fine. I was gonna dust him, and then he dusted me. Whatever. All right. So here we're gonna actually be buying a ton for Dante, because look at all these orbs that we have. 131,000. All right. So we're going to be prioritizing, not Royal Guard. Swordmaster level 2, Swordmaster level 3, Swordmaster level 4, Trickster level 3, and then we're going to be grabbing Ignition 2 for Balrog, get a little bit extra duration on it, and then we're going to be maxing out Stinger here with Stinger 2, another staple of the Devil May Cry speedruns, and then we're going to grab Air Hike. We're not going to grab speed for Dante because, as you saw me moving with Trickster dashes earlier, that's going to be actually his optimal ground movement, is just Trickster dashing through level. Fine by me, because that's another 4,500 that I don't have to spend. These enemies right here are called the Chaos, yeah. So we're just going to hit them right there with a little Royal Guard. And then we're just going to real impact them. Then we're going to come up to this guy. Just do the same thing. Goodbye. Oh man, I love this character. And Real Impact is a move that you only have access to with not only Swordmaster level 4, but also you have to be in Ignition to use it. Alright, here we go. Sin Scissors Fight 2, Electric Boogaloo. But you're now at my mercy. Like I said, these guys not as much of a pain in the butt as they are in DMC1. Come on. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was a little bit sloppy, but the very quick jabs on Balrog made that possible. That was so silly looking. I can't believe I just did that. Oh well. Alright, and here we're going to actually see the first use of Rebellion in the run. And Stinger level 2, this is going to look a little bit awkward to people, because I'm just going to be spamming a bunch of Stinger level 2. But this move clumps enemies very well together and deals a ton of damage. You see this like very vacuum-like effect on it. And I use that a lot, like when enemies are kind of forming and spawning in a line. I'll use the DT Stinger, or the Devil Trigger Stinger, in order to keep them all clumped together and just deal a ton of damage, clear the wave out really fast. Here's another skip here. We activate this fight in this room, and then there's normally a fight here. But when you activate that fight there, this one never activates. So we just get to kind of pass on through. Fine by me. Totally fine by me. A little bit of downtime here. Donations, or a donation, before we get to the next fight. There we go. Come on. Thank you. You cooperated this time. Appreciate it very much. Don't mind me just grabbing a few extra orbs just to further cushion myself here. All right. Well, that's not what I wanted. Ooh, that was a little bit risky to do, but hey, we got it. Alright, here we're going to come up on another fight with the Angelos. But, unlike Nero, we're not gonna provide them such luxuries. We're just gonna punch him. We're just gonna take him to Duff City. Oh, that was clean. And then we're just gonna break this guy's shield here. And then you're gonna die too. And then again, we're gonna die to Urizen again here, but there's a nice little Easter egg here for some people that I'm gonna grab. Just as a little bit of a safety strap, but also it's pretty cool to show it off. So, for anybody unaware, here is where you grab Ladies Kalina Ann during the Urizen Mission 10 fight. And that'll be a little bit useful later if I decide that I needed to use it. Otherwise, just an Easter egg. So, a little bit of downtime again. Got some donations. Just gonna be dying here. I promise. I think this is the last of the forced fails. Yeah, this is the last of the forced fails. So, don't even worry about it. Oh, thanks. Nice hitbox. Alright, there we go. First mission done with Dante. Moving on to mission 11. Probably, I want to say, my favorite mission in this game. Almost certainly my favorite mission in this run. Because we have the Cavalier Angelo boss, which is one of my favorite bosses in the series. There's a really cool one cycle that I hope I can pull off on this boss. It uses Royal Guard as well as the Balrog and Rebellion tools that we've been getting. We also get Sparta coming in here because Rebellion gets broken by Urizen. So now we have the Devil Sword Sparta. And we're only going to have it for, 1.5 missions. But yeah, there it is. The old legendary sword of the Dark Knight Sparta. A little bit, there'll be some downtime coming up here soon for some donations, but do want to concentrate a little bit during this fight, because there's some pretty precise spawns that I need to hit here. Oh boy. Oh, interesting. That's fine. Didn't get the double, but we'll make it work. There we go. I'm also going to grab this little orb tree down here for a little bit of safety. Only is going to take me, 10 seconds or so. So, for the amount of orbs that it gives me, well worth that time right there. Again, not really something I usually go for, but hey, trying to keep that orb count healthy. You never know what can happen. Okay, thanks. That should have worked, but okay. Alright. So here we're going to kind of just hold lock on and just hope that the Judecca decides to not teleport away instantly. And we got some pretty nice RNG here. So really quick kill on the Judecca there. Going to grab that white orb back there. As well as this one right here. I don't want you, Kalina Ann. Surprise Kalina Ann. Right there. Alright, so gonna ready the good old real impact. Gonna take these guys to Duff City too. If I would, do this correctly. Here we go. The nice double. Or so I thought. We're going to get this guy with another real impact as he's spawning. A little bit of style there. We had to set him free, Had to. Boom. Excuse me? You're dead. Thank you. We're going to pop that balloon. Cool. Alright. Now on to Cavalier Angelo. I have a really nice amount of DT going into this fight. So, hopefully I can translate that into some nice Royal Guards. So I am going to need to actually concentrate during the run for this. So, let's hope I can pull it off.
Oh, they're just going to let me through. Boy, wouldn't that be the day.
Okay, thanks. Almost got it. Almost. Really messy there, but we're going to get it cleaned up. So, 1.5 cycle Cav. There we go. Still a relatively clean fight, all things considered. And now we're going to actually get the Cavalier weapon, which does a ton of damage, let me tell you, once you utilize its gear properties. And that'll be coming into use starting on this level, actually. So here, we're going to just grab Trickster level 4 for the ground trick. And other than that, we're going to play pretty safe. If I have a really high orb count, I have Trickster level 4 by mission 11, and I can actually use it against Cav, which is really nice. Or Cavalier Angelo. But, you know, didn't get some no damages that I wanted, so we make do with what we have, you know. So Cavalier is a weapon that if you delay the hits on it, it's actually going to be able to do more damage, and it will rev up the bike. You see its wheels getting very orange there, letting you know that it's revving up. Right there. Clean fight. Really just also crowd controls very well. So those enemies don't get to move around like at all when we do that. That's not the weapon I wanted to use for that, Dante. Come on. There we go. Oh, what am I doing? I would have needed to use DT movement there. So here we're going to start a series of skips, which are the Bloodwell skips, or the Blood Clots skips. They don't necessarily skip the Blood Clots themselves. They skip the fights in between them. Or most of them, I should say. So we're going to actually just be kind of ascending up through this this place without doing a lot of the required fights that we would normally be required to do. I should note that Cavalier is also really strong on these behemoths because the behemoths don't actually take the full damage from real impact. They do not get hit by the third hit of real impact. So we're just going to use Cavalier here again to clean up the enemies. Really just not letting them move around at all, and that's kind of what we use Cav a lot for, is just keeping those enemies still locked in place, doing a ton of damage. This is the second of the Blood Wells.
Don't want to keep Mr. Demon King waiting.
We don't want to keep Mr. Demon King waiting, Dante. We're trying to pick up the pace, man. Come on. I'm going as fast as I can. Or as fast as you can, rather. Jeez. Alright, we're going to grab this for a little bit of safety, the Gold Orb to revive, just in case things go awry. I'm fairly confident they won't, but, you know, yeah, just... yeah, who knows what'll happen. So, here we go. We're going to try and get this a little bit of time save here.
It's been a while since I used my brain this
Nope,
much.
almost a hole in one there. Almost a hole in one.
Man.
So this next fight is going to actually be against Urizen. Again. That's the thing about Devil May Cry, is they really like to reuse bosses a lot in their games. But the fights are always usually really fun and kind of varied, so I back it. We're going to be fighting standing Urizen this time. Sort of like how Nero had to die to that standing Urizen in Mission 8. We're going to actually beat the crap out of him. So, let's get some Devil Trigger up there. We're going to get some Ignition. Switch to Sparta and Swordmaster. And now we're going to get the ultimate sword of Dante. The Devil Sword Dante. What's up, Urizen? Let's party. There we go. The one cycle on Urizen. So what I did there was just use Combo A in Sin Devil Trigger, which was that form that you saw there that Dante gets. It's his actual ultimate form and like the manifestation of his power, of his demonic power. You can only maintain it for a little bit of time before you're forced into a down state for a little bit, but I actually used the invol frames of that transformation to go completely through Urizen's attack, which then allowed me to DT Stinger to stun him, and then we got the real impact off and killed him. And here is actually the donation incentive cutscene right here, the Faust Hat Dance. This is a really cool cutscene. So we're just going to let this play out here. Should be about... This incentive, I believe, would add about a minute and 15 seconds onto the run. And currently, I would say my time estimate for this run is going to be 1 hour and 55 minutes. Just to be on the very safe side, will be 1 hour and 55 minutes.
Where did that garbage god go? What is Urizen after?
He's at the top of the Clyphod.
It's the other way around, Dante. This is the lowest level of the Clyphod's upper echelon. Human blood is the source of demon's power. The fruit born through the Clyphod is even more dense than the blood that created it. Its power is unparalleled.
Oh, hey, Trish.
Even the almighty Mundus used it to become king of the underworld. Avid told me everything.
Yeah, well, that's a lovely story and all, but as long as we know where to find him.
He don't look so hot. He look like he needs some shea butter.
Miss Dante. I'm Nicoletta Goldstein. Sound familiar? My grandmother is Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that made all your fancy weapons that you got strapped back there.
Strapped back there.
Yeah, there she is.
You don't much look like her.
Yeah, I got my looks from my daddy. That's about all I got from him. But based on his research, I managed to cobble this. Consider it a gift in honor of us finally meeting.
And here we go. I know I'm white. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah!
I'll take that.
Certainly will.
I'm gonna go too.
Why don't you sit this one out?
Oh, let you call me dead weight again? No thanks.
There's the
Got all
meme.
the power I need, right here.
You don't understand. It's not what I mean.
Let him go, Dante. Time is a luxury that we can no longer afford.
Yes, it is,
We
V.
must chase after him post-haste.
So we're gonna skip the rest of that. And there's the Faustat cutscene. Really want to just show it off for that dance there, so we can just skip through the rest of it after that's done. Hey, look, we're back to Nero now. And for Nero, we're going to be grabbing a few more things to prepare him for the end game. For his last couple levels here. So for Red Queen, we're going to grab Combo D. We're going to buy a Ragtime. And we're going to use our free Buster here. And then equip the Ragtimes that we bought. Now what the Buster's going to allow us to do is kill the spawners that are in here. Really quickly. And Nero with the Buster arm is faster than every other character on this level. That's why we picked Nero. Nero is just really, really strong in this game. Has really, really good burst.
I'll take the low road.
So, quick kill right here. And a lot of these floors are pretty much just going to be the same thing, which is going to be me just clearing out these spawners here with the Buster. A lot of downtime, so if you got plenty of donations, just read them off. Nice camera. Oh, okay. Jerk. You ever been knocked down a hole by a demon? That's the worst. And here I'm going to try and keep these chaos off screen so that they don't actually hit me. Or they don't try and queue up any attacks. A little bit of camera manipulation going on here. And once I've successfully gotten all those spawners killed, I'm just going to circle back around here. Kill all of the clots, because we can't actually really do a lot of damage to these while those spawners are despawning, for lack of a better phrase. Now I don't really care if they treat me terribly. I just wanna get out of here. All right, we're out of here. Now we're gonna actually move into the last mission with V. So get ready to say goodbye to V, everybody. Because this is the last we're going to see him in this run. And again, we're not going to buy anything for him. V is very weak right now. So.
Damn it.
Not fast.
A little longer.
Just hold on a little longer.
Just a little longer.
So this mission is going to consist of 3 boss fights, and it's going to be repeats of bosses that we fought earlier with the other characters. And we're going to fight them in the order of Artemis, Goliath, and then Cavalier Angelo. A little bit downtime here if you got a couple of donations. Just some walking sim. And this movement right here is actually only possible if we do not have Griffin. Because you see how V's like kind of reaching up for Griffin, and he's just not there. Sad boy hours. But we're going to free Griffin, so he's back now while we fight Artemis. Uh-oh. Come on, Griffin, work with me here, buddy. There we go. That was a decent Artemis. Almost clean. Just kind of got a caner. Make her stand still. Now we got the Griffin movement back. Next we're going to be freeing Shadow in order to fight Goliath here. And the reason we do it in this order is because we eventually want to end with grabbing Nightmare on Cavalier, because Cavalier takes a very long time to kill without all 3 summons. So here we go. Just going to let these guys go to work while I grab some white orbs here, while they pin them to the wall. And now we'll be able to finish him off. And we also don't want to grab Nightmare on this fight, because Nightmare will do an extended finisher animation. And we want to avoid that, because the finisher animation, I don't know exactly how many seconds it loses you, but it loses you quite a bit as opposed to not having Nightmare. So we're going to enter this fight with full Devil Trigger, and we're gonna try and get a 1 cycle on Cavalier. If Nightmare is a good boy and gives me some nice RNG, he can do a big laser on him. that will help. Ooh, can we get him? We got the one cycle despite Nightmare not giving me the big boy laser. Very good fight. Very nice.
Oh, we finally made it out. That thing is something else, huh? Best we avoid it if possible, especially given my.
All right. All right, a lot of downtime here. Just me, just V killing some blood clots, so more time for donations here. Everybody say bye to V, because this is literally the last section with him. Also starring me.
They're safe.
No time to worry about them.
And as you can see, V in this category, because we don't get a lot of orbs to begin with, we don't really get to spend a lot on him. In Devil Hunter, in New Game Devil Hunter, there's a lot more orb count to go around, so we're able to actually spend a little bit on V and give him a couple of extra buffs to make him a little bit faster. But the orbs are so scarce in New Game Human that it creates a very it creates a much sharper dynamic between how the characters are built during the course of the run.
My journey is coming to an end.
All right, bye V. No dropped frames going on. We're just going to jump right into the mission here with Nero. This is the second to last mission we'll play with Nero, but we'll be taking a break from him after this mission as well. Because these are the diverging points where you just play with all three characters in a row, regardless of who you pick on mission 13. And we're going to break this Buster Arm too. And because we're going to be using a couple of ragtimes that are strewn throughout the level here. And hopefully these spikes don't mess with me coming up here. Yeah, those ones. And then another set of them. And then they messed with me too. Okay, that's fine, game. I didn't want to get through this section anyway. So instead of taking the route that I wanted to take, we got to take this route. Thank you. All right. We'll grab this orb tree here. Why not? Okay.
Let's get airborne.
A little bit of downtime here. Nothing really crazy. I'm just kind of killing these chaos here. Roulette spin is just very strong, so a lot of these fights get wrapped up real quickly because of that move.
Sorry, Dante. The demon king's mine.
Do 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 do. Excuse me. And now we're gonna face the best defensive line in football history right here, folks. the Angelos. It's like we're just gonna run past them. Hey, sup? Bye. Excuse me. Thanks. Appreciate it. Get a little bit of health there. Just because. And that behemoth there, I broke its armor as quickly as possible, so then I could hit it in the mouth, where it takes 20% more damage. And it's a little bit harder to do that with somebody like V. You saw that V, you know, fought one of those earlier, because I can't exactly control the angle that my pets hit it at, but I can more than easily control where Dante and Nero hit it at. This level actually has a lot of branching pathways, and it took us a little bit to figure out which was the fastest way, but this is the fastest way, except for, I believe, on Son of Sparta, the starting path that we take is a little bit different. This fight coming up here is the second. There's the last one before the boss itself. What makes this level a little bit awkward is that we kind of hang on to these ragtimes the entire time, because we want to use them on the boss to prevent it from moving around a lot. Because she's another run killer. But hopefully she'll be nice to us today. There we go. Alright, let's get into Malphas. Let's get into Malphas.
I can feel a demon nearby. Get in my way and I'll crush you.
I'm gonna need to concentrate a little bit here because this fight is a pain. Wow, this is a really nice Malphas fight. Optimal Malphas kill there, really manipulating the ragtime breakages to just completely slow her down. DPSing away. Alright, bye for a little bit, Nero. You will be missed. Alright, so Dante's Diverging Point. This level actually changed a lot recently with some of the extra routing that I did for it, and I had to time a lot of the sections. Because what we used to do is we used to buy a Sin Devil Trigger ability here and clear all the rooms with Sin Devil Trigger. However, what I did was I routed out Sin Devil Trigger and routed in Faust use along with Cavalier use. So we're going to just grab Gunslinger level 4 here. And I'm kind of feeling pretty confident on the orb count here, so we're just going to grab Rogard level 2. Just to make things a little bit easier at Cerberus. So this mission is pretty much just going to be a lot of setting up enemies to die as soon as they spawn. And we're going to be doing that with Faust Tats, and we're going to kind of sit on this Sin Double Trigger bar for most of the mission. Oh, excuse me. So we're going to meteor these guys with a level 1 meteor. And then we're going to grab this goat here. with Cavalier. This is really not clean. So we'll finish him off with some shotgun. Not crazy clean, but we'll clean it up throughout the mission here. So whatever. He's a little bit hard to catch with that, so I just needed to time it better. Same thing with these guys. We're gonna actually reverse the order in which we do the two abilities here. So we're gonna let these guys just kind of blow up, and then we're gonna prepare a nice little Faust meteor here for the behemoth. So that was a really nice clean fight there. Just gonna grab this, and then we're just gonna ground trick to the bottom. So where we'll fight the chaos here. And that Fury is gonna spawn, so we're just gonna take them both out. And we'll just hit him with another meteor here. Really? Alright, well that's not good. That's fine. Come on, buddy. Come on, I know you got this. Wow, that's a risky strat, but you know, we just kind of got to go for it. Hope that he dies. So, otherwise we're just kind of left flailing around. Alright, thanks for messing that up, Sin Scissor. Appreciate it. Alright, a little bit more Cavalier use here. And some DT Stinger. Remember that move? It's a great move. Cool. These fights are a little bit sloppy. Here we're actually going to use. I'm actually just going to do this right here, because these guys can get out of here. There we go. Normally I Sin DT that room, but I have enough orbs so I can just say forget it.
Onward and downward.
Yeah, just move onward and downward.
Oh well, better get to it.
Oh well, better get to it. Yep, exactly, Dante. So, here we go. Let's get into Cerberus. Cerberus is a really tanky boss. So we actually do want to use Sin Devil Trigger on him, as well as Cavalier to make up some of the damage. He's actually going to come to us, so I don't even need to come to him. There we go. Okay. More than okay here. No I'm not. Okay. And I just kind of want to stay on Balrog here so that I can prepare myself for the next mission. So, the final encounter with Urizen. Final encounter. And all I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to grab Dr. Faust 2. We can grab it a little bit early here. Dr. Faust 2 is going to be an upgrade for the amount of orbs expended and earned by the Dr. Faust hat. And it's going to increase the power of the damage, or the power of the damage that the Dr. Faust hat moves do as well. So, that'll come into use next mission. Here we're just going to be doing real impact loops to Urizen. Here we go. And this is where we learn that Urizen is actually Virgil. We're just going to finish this guy off with this move here. And there we go. Urizen. Dead. No damage too, which is really what we want. Get a nice hefty amount of orbs out of this mission. We are more than okay to do the optimal strats for the rest of these next two missions here. Because we're coming up on the end game. We're actually in the end game right now. And this is where things are really coming to a head for the Sparta clan here. And this is where we get Kalina Ann 2, and then because I picked up the Kalina Ann 1, we get the double Kalina Ann, which I failed to show. Darn it. We're not going to use it anyway. So whatever. We're just gonna Faust hat everything. Forget about it. Forget about it. Alright, so now we're going to fight all of V's pets because V is fused back into Virgil. Spoilers. Alrighty. So that's that fight. Griffin just got meteored. Got time for a donation right here. Before we move on to the shadow fight. Oh shoot, what am I doing? Oh, hey, I gave the cat a hat. The cat in the hat. Oh, jeez. Wow, this is where I screwed up before. On a PB. Interesting. Alright, well, you're dead anyway, cat. It's fine. But it's okay. You know why? Because we got an extra white orb right here. And for those of you familiar with the DMC1 run, that has a Nightmare 1 cycle in it. There's a Nightmare 1 cycle coming up here, too. Hopefully. There we go. Alright, so we grab that white orb there, and then we're going to grab one more. Right there. Always confuses me a little bit. So, we're going to go in here with Cavalier. We're going to wait for Nightmare to teleport. And then we're going to go to town with the motorcycle. Just look at this chunky damage. Excuse you. There we go. All right. Last two missions. And this next one is going to be kind of yikes. Because I'm going to be going for the YOLO Faustat Meteor strat, where we're just going to bet it all on Virgil and hope that he is nice to us. I mean, if not, I got some cool stuff we can do anyway, but you know, I'd really rather him just cooperate, so I'd really just rather have that. All right, so
I won't lose to the likes of you, little brother.
ooh, he was nice. Kind of. Not really. He definitely, alright, buddy. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is not good. Uh-oh. Goodbye. So that was not totally clean. He's really supposed to die there, but he teleported at the last second. He teleported at the last second. But now it's time to close out the run. Now it's time to close out the run. And here we go. Father versus son, spoilers.
Has nothing to do with it. Stand down. Do with me. Has everything to do with
All right.
Nero.
Goodbye. GG. That's time. 1:52:32 with the Faustat cutscene, so that's 3 minutes. Almost 2.5 minutes under estimate. Without the Faustat cutscene, it would be closer to 4 minutes under estimate.
You cut off your own son's arm for more power, and you still.
I might go with a slightly higher time here, maybe like a 1:56, 1:57, because I mean this was a really safe run, and it was a few minutes under, so I can maybe lower or higher the estimate, but I think I'll go with the 1:55. The 1:55 seems pretty reasonable, especially depending on the hardware that's given, because I really do need good load times in this game to get a really good RTA. But that is New Game Human for Devil May Cry 5 by Capcom. Jackpot. Thank you for your time watching the video submission, and I hope that you accept this or the other category that I'm going to submit for Devil May Cry 5, which is New Game Devil Hunter. Have a great one.
Makes it easier for me.